Hello there. Welcome to KingMagna Live. Just wait for the people to come join. Should be fine. Right, so we've got a few things to watch today. We just set that up before we do anything. I didn't really know what to do for today, but there's been quite a few things that we can talk about. What order did I put it in? Let me just check what order I put the live in. I don't know, let's check that. Fuck it. We're going straight. Start off with Logan Paul.
Six months ago, I investigated CryptoZoo,
Okay. So, to start off with, like I said before, Logan Paul hasn't actually given out any refunds for like the CryptoZoo stuff he did a while ago. Which, if you don't know, a long time ago, Logan Paul made his own crypto thing. Fucking scam. None of the refunds got given out. That's it. That's basically what we need to know. Logan Paul, bad. CoffeeZilla, trying to catch Logan Paul. That's literally it. Probably bad. I'm actually going to put up full screen because last time it wasn't very good having a border.
6 months ago, I investigated CryptoZoo, a scam created by Logan Paul and a team of criminals, and a dude named Jeff, which ultimately resulted in millions of dollars being stolen from fans. I was threatened with a lawsuit for exposing it, but ultimately, Logan Paul decided to thank me instead for his public undressing and announced a $1.8 million refund to the victims. Now,
Dude, I feel like we know that Logan Paul's full of shit, right? That is kind of just like something that we've accepted. Like, he is actually just a dirtbag scumbag piece of poo. No one likes him. I think the people that do like him also are just like negative IQ, but whatever.
I thought that was a great ending to the story. But I also said this: I'll follow up in the future to make sure that he actually gives that money away. And that's why we're here today. It's been 6 months, so here's a follow-up. Logan Paul has not paid back his victims. He hasn't talked about it since he first announced he was going to pay them back. And what's worst of all, he doesn't seem to have a plan in place to refund anyone. How do I know that? Well, because I've been asking Logan for that plan to refund people the entire time behind.
So he's got all the praise for doing in the refund of the scam, and he's not even done the refund. Because he got a lot of praise for, oh, you've given all this money back. You're such a good person, Logan Paul. And he's not even fucking doing it. Man, that is such a scummy thing to do, bro.
Behind the scenes in messages like these. Quote, "Hey Logan, following up on the zoo refunds, when should people expect those? It's been about a month." And then a month later, following up again. People are wondering what's going on. Almost been 2 months. Very frustrating for victims to get promises and then see nothing and get zero communication.
So he made a whole big thing a while ago about how Logan Paul's not even communicated with CoffeeZilla. And then he's not even responding back. This is so annoying.
Hey Logan, following up for a third time, it's been over 5 months since you promised to refund the victims of CryptoZoo over $3 million.
I can't believe it's been 5 months already.
I meant to say $1.8 million there. The price of crypto changed a lot, so what this buyback was going to be was constantly changing. I just misspoke there. Either way, my point was this, quote, "You haven't contacted any of them, nor explained why you haven't done what you said you'd do. Meanwhile, you got public credit for promising to do this." Exactly,
yeah, bro, he just went on a PR tour. I think that's all Logan did. He didn't even mean anything. He was just like saying whatever will make people happy. And then he's probably going to try and like do it. I don't think he will. I think he'll just be like, well, too bad. You didn't get what you wanted.
And all of this, Logan didn't respond to, which is odd since he was such a fan of me reaching out to him personally. You know,
yeah, that's literally what I said. That's literally exactly what I said.
Maybe we could have talked about
literally this. This is exactly what I was on about.
Me, personally. Not my manager, Jeff, who is not me, Steven.
Well, I did reach out to you.
Oh my god, he's such a slime ball, bro.
In fact, the only response I got came on my 4th attempt to reach Logan, but this one came from his criminal defense lawyers. A guy named Jeff.
A criminal defense lawyer? Oh my god, why is he taking it that far, bro?
Jeffrey Neiman emailed me after my 4th attempt saying, Steven, see inserted on behalf of Logan Paul. And to be honest, I had no idea who Logan Paul was until I researched the lawyer and learned that he, quote, regularly defends individuals and corporations in white-collar criminal litigations.
So they put that much effort in, they didn't fucking spell his name right. That's how you know they actually care. That's how you know they're actually caring about the situation. Logan fucking Paul. Yeah, sure, okay, whatever.
And that's when I realized, oh, that Logan Paul. Why didn't you just say you defended alleged white-collar criminals? Would have saved me a Google search. So I opened up the letter and it read, we represent Logan Paul. Mr. Paul has informed us of your outreach about the status of the CryptoZoo buybacks. Mr. Paul remains committed to this process. We are working with Mr. Paul to evaluate the best way to achieve this goal. In the meantime, please direct to our attention.
So there's no actual idea how to do it.
Mr. Paul, thank you for your patience and understanding.
So they've not done anything.
Now, that might seem like a good step in the right direction to you.
No.
At least we got a response on behalf of Logan. But when I read their response carefully, I realized things were actually worse than I thought. Because two things are absent from this statement. One, a timeline for refunds, and two, a plan for refunds. I mean, you have this abominable statement which says, we are working with Mr. Paul to evaluate the best way to achieve this goal. So you're still at the whiteboard then. Guys, this is a statement you say when you have no plan or you're stalling, right? You say, we're evaluating the best options. I mean, that's where Logan was back in January. He was evaluating. Am I supposed to believe 6 months later, you guys haven't figured this out? You've gathered all the boys in the office, brainstorming every single day. How do we refund people? And you don't know? I mean...
But did they have a plan for it before? They literally had a plan for it before where it was like, if you had it, you could get a I can't remember how they did it, but it's like you could get a refund for the amount you spent on the coin. Why don't you just do that? What's wrong with that? Didn't they say $1.8 million plan? Just... give the people $1.8 million and be like, all right, I've done my best. Logan is such an idiot, bro. Just do it. People won't fucking hate you if you just do as you said you would. You scumbag.
Listen, he had more of a plan, Logan did, back in January. I'm not even sure what there is to even still figure out because way back then, January 16th, he said, I've committed more than
oh shit, literally.
For those who do
I
not
promise you I
wanna
haven't seen
wait
this
for
video. I
CryptoZoo to
promise
be
you.
completed, players will be able to burn their base eggs and base animals for their mint price.
This is literally what I was saying.
I mean, there it is. That's
so I promise you I haven't seen that. That was just like a guess. Because he actually did say that back then.
the plan. Pay a blockchain dev to code that up and pay the victims their money. That's it.
I don't know how that works. I don't know blockchain. I don't know what any of that means. I don't know shit about crypto. All I know is that it can't be like impossible for you to do. And if you said you're gonna do it, fucking do it. Stick to your word.
But we see absolutely no sign of that. And it's not for a lack of Logan having the cash. He's on a world tour for Prime right now, bragging about how much money his drink company is making.
In January of this year, we did 45 million.
Oh, only in January?
Yeah.
Wow, 45 million is a good month. Also, January happens to be the same month Logan promised those CryptoZoo refunds. So there's no good explanation for why Logan hasn't refunded his victims yet. Because he...
So it's 45 mil. Him and KSI partners. So I'm just going to assume they split half. Then I'd say... what? So overall, like... Well, he probably made like 15 million a month. And he won't even put 1.8 of it up to clean his entire reputation. That's just being stingy. I think I would... If I had that money and I had that problem, I'd just pay the money to get it fixed. Because that's the easy way to get your reputation back. But if I was Slim, I wouldn't have done it in the first place because I'm not a slime ball. I'm not trying to scam my own fans. Stupid man.
Had a plan back in January. He had the money. But there's even less of a good explanation for why he hasn't explained himself for the delay to either me privately or to the victims publicly, who are just waiting around for months with no word about the status of their promised refund. Now, eventually, I do believe Logan will address this. I think he has to. And when he does, I think he'll probably point to a lawsuit that he's in for the reason he couldn't speak. He had to be silent. Only he's tried this before, and it didn't make a lot of sense then either.
I had to rely on my team. I crumbled internally, and the advice was, while actual legal process was going on because of criminal investigation taking place that CoffeeZilla highlighted in his series, I had to stay silent. And for a year, I'm hounding Jeff. Hounding Jeff. How do we make this right?
All right, let's get this straight. Logan was dying to make
Who listens to that
CryptoZoo
podcast,
right
bro?
the first time, but was legally required to be silent until a YouTuber talked about it? Did the judge magically unseal his lips when my video dropped? I'm confused. He's not prevented from explaining himself, and he's certainly not legally prevented from giving people their money back. Even if you want to argue the point that maybe Logan might look more guilty if he promises to pay victims, well, sure, but he already did that, though.
He's
he
already
said
guilty.
He felt so bad that he was going to refund $1.8 million to the affected people who...
Yeah, no one else is going to, like, uncredit for that. If you've already said you're going to pay it, that's, like, looking guilty to its fullest. Because that's, like, the trade-off. You do a good thing. Some people might think you look guilty, but because you are guilty, he did it. He is the guilty one.
invested. But actually delivering that promise doesn't add any layer of admission to that guilt. He already said he was responsible. At this point, refunding people is just doing what he said he was going to do from the beginning. No, I think the real reason Logan hasn't paid, if I had to guess, is just because either he does not want to pay, he cannot be bothered to pay on time, or he's just stalling. All of which are unacceptable. Because let me remind you of his promise. Quote, I have committed more than $1.8 million for those who do not want to wait for CryptoZoo to be completed.
Yeah.
That is what he said, and the people are tired of waiting, including me. After months of trying to work behind the scenes
Still
and
not
ask
finished as well.
questions behind the scenes privately to him, I'm just out of ideas, and I'm stuck trying to speak to Logan in the only language I believe he understands. Self-interest. Logan, if I could speak to you for a second. Okay, bring in the camera. This isn't worth your time. Getting publicly flogged like this every 6 months? What are we going to be doing this in a year? No. Okay? It's not
Just
worth
pay
your
it.
time. It's barely worth my time. Just please pay the people back what you owe. Give them a real timeline, a real plan, and then we can all go back to pretending you've changed.
Yeah. Yeah. To be honest with you, I think it's just like weird he hasn't done it already. Because like, it's so risky not paying it already. I don't know why he's not done that. Surely it's just like safer to just pay it rather than having to just keep lying that, oh, we're going to pay at some point. Also, I don't think the game's actually ever going to finish. I think it's just a scam that they're saying, oh, it'll be finished soon. We'll get it done for you as soon as possible. Shut the fuck up. No, you're not. You're not even trying. I don't think they're even going to put it out. It's stupid. Alright. Next thing on the agenda.
Hello, everyone.
Right. Next thing on the agenda, right, is everyone's favourite boxing YouTuber, IDubbbz, has been a bit naughty recently. Yeah. Well, not really naughty. I think it's just more he's been stupid. I wouldn't say in this he's, like, been malicious or he's, like, done anything wrong, really. But I would say that he's a bit of an idiot for this. I think this is something that is so, like, dumb. It's just so dumb that he just needs to do it. I saw this clip recently on Twitter. I think it was Twitter at least. Of just IDubbbz going, we've lost all the money. There's no money left. All the charities are getting fucked out because we lost all the money. Just because he was just like not deciding to have good ideas. Let's just get into the video, man. I'm not going to explain it fully.
Hello, everyone. I have some bad news to share with you. I really don't want to share it. I feel terrible. This year has been a rough one, but this is the path that I chose, so I think it's best to be transparent.
This is really niche. His mustache is just ever so slightly odd. And my beard's ever so slightly odd, but it's just like that's... Because it's such a small amount of hair, it's just so obvious, and it's just, oh, please just shave it properly.
You know, despite it being a fun event, and despite good fights and a lot of creators sacrificing a lot of time, money, and energy, we lost $250,000 on the event. The way
Right, that's just like the baseline. So, as like the planning thing, they lost 250, right? How do you spend that much money that you end up losing 250 of your own money, which is supposed to be like the covering money, and then go to the charities as well? With like the rest of it goes to the charities. How do you actually get that like negative? It's just really, really poor planning. It's so stupid.
way that this typically works for anyone who's unaware is that once our expenses are paid off for the event, like all the minimums of like, you know, broadcasting, the hotel, travel, all that sort of stuff, once that's all paid off, then we can start paying the charities. Unfortunately, we didn't even reach the break-even point, right? We're $250,000 in the red. I foolishly thought that the success of last year should be a minimum, you know, a minimum for what we are able to do this year. And
why is that like an expected thing that it would always be better? Now, I just want to say something, right? But Creator Clash 2, if the Froggy Fresh stuff never happened, no one would hear about it. Absolutely no one. The only reason people know what it is because he treated Froggy Fresh like a flashlight and fucked him over. That's the only reason people know about this. Literally, I didn't know a single fight happened. I don't know when it happened. All I know is that Sam Hyde bad, IDubbbz cry. That's all I know. That's all I know about Creator Clash 2. I don't even know much about Sam Hyde. I just know that IDubbbz don't fucking like him. This dude is like the example of a fall from grace. He's like a fallen angel, but not in a cool way. He's just a bit of a dork now. It's just so unlikable.
And that wasn't true. There was a lot more to think about. I thought, okay, you know, we're bringing on more talent. We're bringing on more creators. That should translate to more pay-per-view buys. We're inviting more creator guests. I think that should translate to more pay-per-view buys. No. This is our second time doing the event, so...
They had more creators, but didn't have any, like, popular creators or, like, interesting fights. They just got obvious ones, like... The ones that lost the last years, they just got them. That's basically it. They didn't get anything cool. They just got safe options. There was no one like iShow Speed or like Caius, man. They would have been sick fights, but they just got like... Oh, I can't. I don't even remember the fights. It was just all boring. It was all boring. I think Just a Mink's fault. And even though I hate her, she's like probably the most famous one there. Who was fighting? Alex Wasabi. That's probably it. Yeah, but once again, no one gives a fuck about Alex Wasabi anymore. His channel's dead as well.
So more people are going to know about it.
No one cares.
I thought that would translate to pay-per-view buys. But we did half as well as we did the first year. 50,000 compared to 100,000 the first year. So I was wrong, and I feel a lot of shame because a lot of people were trusting me and trusting our team to, you know, protect the event and protect the charities and protect just the whole thing. It feels particularly bad because this isn't like a regular business where it's all a personal loss and I can just be like, oh, okay, I suck at business, and I walk away from it. All of the other fighters were, you know, hoping that their charities got represented and got supported for all their hard work. Yeah. But we didn't have any anti-piracy measures. We weren't prepared to deal with what ended up happening. I mean, for me, I was just thinking, like, let's just avoid catastrophe. As long as there's...
Right, such a... Oh, my God, right. I'm sure any future entrepreneurs who might have live events coming in the future always have anti-piracy work. Like, when, what was the last one I watched? Like, all of, like, the KSI, Logan Paul, Jake Paul fights, all of them are just streamed straight onto Twitch. It's Twitch, YouTube Live has them. Kick and Rumble will definitely have them now. Like they're going to have an extreme amount of them, and you can just go watch them. Why not? If one person pays for it, you've just paid for 500 people to watch it. So why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you watch it for free if you could watch it? Sorry, why would you pay for it if you can watch it for free? And also, like, it comes up. Oh my God! And it also comes up on searches. So what's the point? It's such stupid like business. This is just bad business. This man's just not smart.
It's like not like I don't know, like a bomb threat or like injuries or anything crazy. Like we should be fine. This should just be like the first year. I don't want it to be more complicated than the first year. It ended up being a lot more complicated. Amongst the 800 pirated streaming sites, there were between 1.3 and 3 million viewers. So even though there were around 50,000 pay-per-view buys, there were around 1.3 to 3 million viewers, people who actually watched the full broadcast. Yeah. And that's a little bit reassuring. You know, it makes me feel like, okay, people maybe do want to watch this. They just didn't, you know, they just either couldn't afford it or just didn't want to support what I had going on. If it's 1 or 2 steps to pirate it, but it's 3 or 4 steps to stream it legitimately, people are going to take the pirating option every time. I think we also had a big streamer audience. That's who we are appealing to. I really like the live stream audience. You know, people who want to watch these events live, and they watch things on Twitch and YouTube, and they get it all for free generally. So I think it was, in a lot of ways, bad to appeal to that crowd and not give away the stream for free. I think a lot of them felt like, well, this should be something that's free, especially if you have ads in it. Aside from the...
They probably make more money on this if they streamed it for free and then just had like more ads and had donations, had like membership, whatever. If they just did that and streamed for free, a lot of the people would just go watch it on theirs. Why would they want to pirate it if they could just watch it for free on theirs? This is just like a common IDubbbz ale, man.
Pirating, we did have higher expenses this year. It was a bigger arena. We went to the Amalie Arena, so it was twice as big. We paid more for broadcasting. So broadcasting team did a lot more elaborate shit, and there was a lot more staff involved.
Oh, did they? That's cool.
We did a creator hotel. So we bought out a hotel to make sure all the creators had a safe place.
You know, probably a 5-star hotel. You know, they've got all these expenses, free food. You got a spa. They got a pool in it. Ooh, everything you need.
It actually ended up being good that we got the creator hotel because all the hotels shot up in price like a couple weeks after we locked in the creator hotel because Taylor Swift was coming to town. She announced her tour dates, and pretty much everything got booked up. If we didn't book the creator hotel when we did, I don't think we would have had nearly as many creators show up to show support. And our pay-per-view numbers actually could have been hurt by that. We also had...
Is there like interesting bits of this? Is someone like Cody? Because he's fucking boring, bro. Oh my god, this dude's boring as hell. I think you need more black trans creators, to be honest. Facts. Too many rights is bandy. Very hard. Oh my god. Oh god. Oh god, this is the new IDubbbz audience. This is the new IDubbbz audience. Can people see this comment? I just realised, I don't know if they can see it. Thanks. Too many cis white men in the event. Can't have them. Can't have that. Gave me 1930s Germany vibes. I'm hoping that's ironic, but Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's actually true. If he fought Sam Hyde, they would have enough bread to cure cancer, AIDS, and Alzheimer's. I bought 10 beers. Okay, these are just boring. Yeah, there's loads of advertising on the first one. If they just spent that budget from the bigger arena and the better area to the promotion, they would have just done better anyway. If it's not broken, don't fix it. Why did they have to do all that new stuff? And I think that's all I'm going to put of this, because IDubbbz is fucking boring, bro. He talks so slow. He's just not interesting. I can't. I'm not watching any more of this. He's just like boring the crap out of me. Okay, I've got something easy for us to watch. Just because I want to put something on. I've never done this on my channel. I'll do a Jubilee. Just because I can. Just because it's easy fun. It's a good bit of content. Oh, which one should we go with? Bros rank themselves by intelligence. I don't like the ranking ones. I think the ranking ones are quite boring. I like the ones who like, who is not black? Oh, I can't tell. Who isn't black? I know they've got blindfolds on. But isn't it usually a secret for the viewer as well? Who has this fake butt? I'm not watching it. Alpha males versus beta males. That is so interesting. I need to watch this. I need to watch some of this at least. I'm not watching a full hour of it.
Men should be the stable ones. Men don't need to be crying in front of women. And ideally, they're not splitting chores. And I don't mean that disrespectfully, but I don't in front of women. Men should be the stable ones. Men don't need to be crying in front of women. And ideally, they're not splitting chores. And I don't mean that disrespectfully, but I think that if a woman cannot look up to you in some way, then she cannot respect you. And if she cannot respect you, she cannot love you.
I totally disagree. I
totally agree.
totally disagree.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, middle ground. Why does it have to be like the extremes where it's like, women, they should, when I get back from work, I expect a 3-course meal on my dinner. The house better be sparkling. And then he's just like, I don't mind, just do whatever. Women, just do whatever you want. Just do whatever you want to me. You know, use me as a doormat. I'm just like, where's that one person in the middle who just goes like, oh yeah, you know, I want someone who's like, you know, nice and helps out, and then I also want someone who's, I don't know, I don't know what the middle ground would be actually. What would it be? Because it's like these are like, what they need a home. What do you call it? Home wife. Stay at home mum or something. I don't know. They want that. These guys just want. I don't know what they want. I think they just want to be doormats. I have no clue. Like, I have a bet. I bet so much that these are just like going to be so like nothing. I bet their arguments just. It's just gonna be contrarian arguments, isn't it? Oh my lord. The alpha males, the beta males.
Step forward if you agree with the prompt. Men are designed to want to sleep with multiple women.
Yeah, probably. None of the betas agree. Really? None of them? No one's like poly or anything?
Yeah, I would say I definitely agree that men, you know, want to sleep with multiple women. I think it's natural because one of the things is because we have so much sperm and that we produce so much sperm, and that makes us want to repopulate the earth, basically. And so a lot of times what happens is I think that society is telling men not to do that for whatever reason. You know what I mean?
What is that
some
t-shirt?
guys fall into
Submissive women are sexy. I mean, yeah, okay.
But I definitely believe that, you know, men actually want to be with multiple women because it's just a natural thing in us. This is why you hear all the time, you know, men always cheating and guys feel like they, you know, trying to hide the cheating and everything like that. And if it was natural for them to just...
That's well interesting. I never thought... Wait, who does the more cheating in, like, men-women division? I always thought it'd be women because it's probably easier. I feel like women can get sex way easier than men, so I don't know. I feel like it'd be pretty even. It's like the split of men horny, women can get it in easily. There must be like that good 50-50 ratio. That good 50-50 ratio.
That one woman, then cheating wouldn't even be an issue. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it.
Yeah, I think for the way we were cultured, I agree with that. But also too, just through human history, right? For survival, I mean, maybe this is old school thinking, but it's just like for survival, you need to have lots of kids. So if someone's pregnant, how do you keep multiplying? You just more women, right?
Wait, why is his name Kevin Alpha? Mr. Lucario. Like the Pokemon? I don't know this dude. This dude, like, he's giving me weird energy. I wonder if people could be like, this guy's a soy boy, and everyone's going to be like, this guy's so mean to the haters. I don't know. I'm not going to say anything
saying
about
it's right or wrong, but it's just kind of the way. I think women even cheat too. It's like 50-50.
Yeah, I think women also want to do their thing, you know what I'm saying, in some situations, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's just men. I think it's a natural, like I feel like because that desire is there, it's a
I respect the
natural
dude in
thing
the suit.
for,
He looks sick.
if we're talking specifically men, that desire to want to do it is natural in us.
If someone said to me, describe an alpha male, this is an alpha male to me. This is like an alpha male. groomed beard, nice haircut, well dressed. He's got a
So
watch
then,
on.
therefore, you're gonna want to
He needs
do
to have
it.
a
So I don't think it's
Omega.
a
Go on.
natural
Yeah,
thing
I
to
think he's
just
got
be
a
with
watch.
this one woman, but
Go
at
get
the
the
same
rollie
time,
in.
when I'm with this one woman, I only want to stay with her. It's almost like I'm lying to myself if I just want to be with her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that makes perfect sense. But the question is that the end point? Is being with multiple women the end point? I'm of the firm belief that it is important to position yourself as a man to have the capacity to be with as many women as you possibly can, and position yourself in a way where you understand female nature and you maximize your potential as a man. And that's where I don't necessarily agree that just because there's a deeper desire to continue to do it means it's going to be the most optimal thing for you and your own ability to thrive at the highest level and connect with God here on earth.
I was taught.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I guess it's just like a thing of self-control. It's like you got to have some like self-control in life. I mean, it's probably better to just be with one woman. I'd probably say. I'm gonna say it now. I'm not going around slinging willy for 15 women around. Probably couldn't anyway, but I prefer just be with one person. I feel like a lot of people would as well, but I feel like it's just like a personal choice, isn't it? Some people don't even want to date. Some people want 15 wives. Some people have 15 wives, and some people just want one happy relationship. It's like, I feel like it's a lot easier to just manage one woman and you can afford it as well. I don't know why I'm saying like one woman, like it's like a dog. I'm not being like mean or anything. I'm just saying like, if you're the alpha male and you're working and you've got a wife at home, that's one mouth to feed, and then you've got kids on top of that as well. If you have like 7 wives or like 7 girlfriends or whatever, and they've all got kids, it's like a diagram. It splits more and more and more. Your finances drain.
Ought not to be with multiple women, right? But it's like, especially, I mean, here's the thing, especially when you're in a relationship, right? It's like, it's better to grow together with somebody than multiple people, which I totally agree.
Yeah, that's what I'm
but I
about.
think in
Yeah,
the
that's
dating
exactly
terms,
what I
it's
mean.
like, there's nothing wrong with being multiple women, because I think that's just dating. It's experimenting, it's finding other people, but are we naturally made to just always be with
All
one
of these
person?
dudes
It's
are
like,
jacked.
if that were true, then these first thoughts of
You
being
can't see
with
I've got the
another
sleeper
woman,
build
even
on
though I'm in a
shit.
committed relationship, would never occur. But it comes up once in a while. But it doesn't mean I'm acting upon it.
That's
So,
just you might be being generous about saying once in a while. Probably comes up quite a bit.
well, it depends what kind of relationship you're in, I guess, or how good of a day it is, right? Like, but I would say for me, if it was totally natural, even though I was nurtured into only being with one woman, that these thoughts wouldn't occur then.
Right, and the thing with me, I'm non-monogamous, so I have a wife, I have a girlfriend, and I still, from time to time hook up with other girls. You know what I mean? And the thing is, it feels regular.
We know this dude's gonna have the wildest opinions of this. He has a wife, a girlfriend, and he's fucked other women as well. Okay.
To me, it doesn't feel like
I'm just gonna do this one
trying
question
to
because
do
this
it
is
or
ages.
doing it because I'm forcing myself. It just feels just
This one-
natural, like it's something I want to do. You know what I mean? And so to
That is a
not
bad
do
question.
it
Right, we're gonna
feels
just get to that.
unnatural.
Right. We're just gonna watch this one, and then we go straight to should women should not be in positions of power. What's the other ones? Yeah. I mean, we already know all of these. The alpha male is going to be in it, so I'm just going to do the first one and then that one because that is women should not be in positions of power. That is a wild statement.
You might just want this one woman for a relationship. I can understand that, but sexually though, I think it's all BS.
Yeah, I agree. I think a man can absolutely be head over heels in love with a woman and still sleep with other women and it not mean anything to him.
Right.
And I think all men have the proclivity to want to sleep with other women. Now, whether they're able to speak to that and actually act on that or not, or if they've been able to, like you said, like religiously find a way to work around it. And I think religion has been great for that because if it weren't for religion, we probably would not have society. But I think what's most important to identify is that a man should create choice in his life. And if you have choice, you should be able to do as you wish, particularly like in your case, like in my case, if there's no deceit.
Exactly.
It's the lying. That, in my opinion, is actually the overall problem when guys, tend to go outside of a relationship. They lie to the woman. Right. That's the problem.
So when I was growing up, I was...
Yeah, that's fair enough. So the problem isn't sleeping with those women, it's lying about sleeping with those women. Okay, nice. I mean, I can't imagine your wife would let you go slinging penis around the shop, but, I guess the solution to that is don't get married. I think that's probably it. Or have, like, an agreement.
was under the belief of just being with one woman, right? Like I was a virgin for a very long time. Then one girl broke my heart. So that caused like a lot of insecurity, resentment towards the other side, right? And then I just became like a man whore for a little bit.
It's actually a
The
base
problem
off
is you have
male.
guys who are monogamous, but they're monogamous because they're forced to be monogamous.
Pick out the
In a way,
bases,
meaning
please. Why
that
do
they
they
have
come
no
out?
choice because they don't have the skill to attract multiple women.
And a lot of times they'll use that as virtue
Oh
signaling.
yeah, literally just
I
in a
would never
second.
do such a thing. Well, actually, bro, you can't.
All right. Can the disagree step forward?
Bring in debaters. Right, so just want to say, right, he's like the most based. These two are like in the middle, and this dude's like completely wild. It's gonna be the exact same on the other side.
I remember when I would like go on tour and things like that, my friends would always try to encourage me to like hook up with girls that were on to me. But I wasn't really like into it. And it made me feel like weird, like off, like there was something wrong with it. And now I'm at a point in my life where I feel like I'm only having sex with multiple women, so I'm not weird, so I'm quote unquote normal. I feel like
That's a cap. That is such a cap. You have sex with loads of women because it makes your winky feel good. That is literally it. So you can drain something. You don't do it because it's like, oh, fine, I'll go do it. Oh, fine, I'll do it. No, you don't do that. You just do it because it feels good. This guy's capping. He's capping all over the shop, bro.
even when I do have sex with these random women, it doesn't give me any gratification. And I know that comes with like random sex in the end, but I know in the back of my mind that like I just like simply don't enjoy this. Like I've been with multiple women, and I've been with one woman, and being with one woman is just so peaceful. As far as like telling young men that they're born this way and that they should feel this way, it can really not do damage, but just sort of make you second guess things about yourself. Am I normal? Am I weird? Is there something off about me? Everyone else around me is saying that I have to feel this way or I have to do these things, but yet I don't feel the courage to do those things.
I would say that's not true, though. I don't think that we should promote men sleep with multiple women. I think that we should promote choice and what feels right to you. So in your particular case, I would never tell you to sleep with multiple women. I think you might be doing the right thing to do exactly what you're doing and not do it or stop doing it. It's not about pushing it on the young men, but I'll tell you, there's a lot of young men that have a demon inside and maybe are really upset and frustrated with themselves because they feel a certain way. And it's like, oh, I'm coming out the closet. I'm straight, you know, or super straight or too straight or whatever it is. I think that it's really going to be about choice, man. So if me to you, I tell you, if that you don't feel good doing that, man, I wouldn't do it at all.
Yeah, I agree. In your situation, well, what was happening, and this is what I think a lot of times what happens is you have guys who will have sex with multiple women because they're trying to fill a void. So it shouldn't be about filling a void. It should be about you actually desiring. So you don't desire to do it, so which is why you shouldn't do it. But there are guys who desire to do it, but then they're suppressing their desire, and then it's doing the same thing as you not wanting to do it. Like they feel weird about not doing it, but they want to, whereas you felt weird doing it, but you didn't want to.
I think it's.
I said it was weird before. That was base. That was the best. That was agreed. That is like the main way of saying it.
Society thing, like what you just said. Who's making them feel guilty about not doing it? Other men. The reason I think women and men. The question was, do you feel that men are meant to sleep with multiple women, or they're just, that's what they do? And I don't think that's true. I think it's a part of your character and who you are. I do believe that if you're going to be honest with your partner is into it. But do I believe that we are biologically meant and it's in our head because we have to procreate and this and that? I don't believe that. I believe the reason we do it a lot is because it's looked upon as a great thing for men to have multiple women.
If you look in nature, like, they don't really care. Animals just shag everything and then they reproduce. I'd probably say it's more likely that we are. The reason we get, like, I'd say the reason we get into the mood for that, we get in the mojo, it's just because it's desire for us to, like, reproduce. Like, if it didn't feel good to reproduce, if it felt like nothing for us to reproduce, a lot of people just wouldn't. And especially animals. Animals don't, like, always think about having children. They just do because it feels good. Like, if you see a dog humping its bed, it's not thinking it's getting the bed pregnant, is it? It's not thinking, I'm going to have big children. No, it's just like, oh, this feels good. I'm going to keep doing it. So I feel like it's... we probably are, but... I don't know. If this is, like, a very, very, like, God question, where it's like, or like... I'm not saying there is a God, sorry. So it's very, like, this is the answer. There is probably an answer, but it's like it's. I don't think we'll ever get it. We'll never get a proper answer for stuff like this.
Women are shamed for that. Shamed totally. I have one son and 2 daughters, and I know the difference of how I felt when they were 15 or in their 20s. Now they were 15 versus him having multiple partners or my daughter.
So if I could struck a check for $1 million and never feel that feeling again, I absolutely would. I really, really would. It's something that I really hated myself for, and I felt very apart. I grew up in the South Louisiana. I was a Bible Belt, and I felt very distant from people around me because I had this urge in me and could not understand why I was so different. Like, the biggest self-hate I've ever felt in my life is over this particular subject. I thought I was broken.
And I understand you. And me, again, I'm going to come back with, just being around it. And me, I'm bisexual. I've always have been. But like you heard me say, I've been married to a woman for 30 years.
Yeah.
And I've been committed for 30 years. Doesn't that I don't have that desire. It's my character to say, this is my person, and that's who I want to be.
So that's what you're making a character versus is the drive.
I was going to say.
Then that goes back to, are we just built that way? Because if we're just built that way as men, then there's multiple people that I'm going to want to sleep with.
But I think what I was under the impression.
I don't think it makes a difference that he's bisexual as well. I think that's probably the same thing. I feel like you just. I'm not speaking for bisexual, but I feel like it's probably the same if you just like if you're attracted to someone, it's like you're in a relationship. It doesn't mean like, oh, but the other side's like a little bit better. But I just go with that. I feel like you probably have an equal playing field.
Are we biologically?
I don't know. I'm not speaking for them. It could be different.
Created for that. I say yes, but I love, and I agree with what we're saying here. It's like, but as men, right? In the culture and awareness and being a human being, having a consciousness, choice, language, we can choose not to. We can go against those desires or urges and stuff.
If you feel that desire and you're honest with your partner, I believe that is true. Do I believe that we are biologically meant to, we just biologically want to sleep with more people because we have a penis between our legs and not a vagina? I don't.
Well, let me ask you this, though, because you said you're bisexual. So that means you're attracted to men and women, right? So if you're with a woman, well, aren't you also attracted to men? So wouldn't you want a man and a woman?
No.
So you're just like, I just want one, and that's.
I made a commitment, and it's not even like I'm.
But there's no urge to want.
There's always
more
urge.
That's what I'm. That's what we're talking about.
But that doesn't mean that I'm biologically. I think men and women both have urges.
Where do you think the urge is coming from, though? If it's not biologically inside of you.
I think the urge comes from. I don't think it's a biological thing. I think
temptation, not urge.
But the urge creates temptation, no?
But is temptation bad? Like you say in a way that's kind of like temptation.
No, I don't think temptation's bad. I don't think it's a thing of.
Do you not?
Then that goes back to all of us. Then all of us are meant to sleep with multiple people. So then that's just a whole different society thing. But it's not just. The question was, as men, are we? And I don't think so.
But regardless, I think it's important to understand. 'Cause I think we are, and if we can come to terms with that, we can begin to move past it if that's what we desire. But if we reject that idea that it's not natural, then we can't move past it if that's something that someone wants to do.
But do you agree it's just men? Do you agree with that statement that it's just men?
No, I think it's women too.
Okay. That's where I disagree.
Oh, no, because we were just talking men.
Right.
But I agree that it's men and women.
What it sounded like was,
Where did he come from?
correct me if I'm wrong,
Who the fuck
people started
dude?
talking about like infidelity and,
Wait,
telling
what?
the truth. And
Wait, where did he come from? Has he been there the whole time? Oh, he actually has. He's just been sat in the shadows.
And
okay.
I think like the
Anthony
urges
spawns
and
in.
things are okay until you act upon it. And that's when both adults just have to have a conversation about, this isn't working out for me. I still want to.
Is he a beta?
Sleep
He's
around
got
or whatever you
massive
want to call
muscles.
it. It sounds like some people want to have their cake and eat it too, which I don't necessarily agree with. But I think just as long as all parties involved have an understanding of what they're getting into, I don't see the issue.
I mean, honestly, I don't think I could say it any better than he did. Which I feel like most of us or all of us kind of agree upon that. In the end, it is a choice that like, if you want to be in a poly relationship, that's fine as long as everyone's in agreement. Obviously, don't be in a monogamous relationship and then like single-handedly choose to sleep with another woman without telling your partner. Like that's when like issues arise.
Hi, this is Ragini, the director of this episode. You can now stream your favorite.
Oh, I don't care. So, yeah. Okay. I feel like this is like a very... They kind of all agree with the same thing. But then they're kind of like dancing around it a bit, so they're not really... able to agree with each other. I don't know. They've done it really weird in that. They've spoke about it really weird, like, oh, actually, everyone wants to do that, not just men. But it never said just men. It just said men want to. I feel like they all got a different question in their head, and they're answering a different thing. Because all the alphas had like the same thing, but then all the betas had different ideas of what it was. I don't know. Maybe rather than like a blank statement, it needs to have like a little descriptor as well.
Like
I don't
Lewis said,
know.
"You
I
like
don't
that?"
run
They're
this
like,
shit. Director needs to do a
Nah, they
better
really
job.
don't.
Women should not be in position of power.
Why do I think it's so funny? Go on, walk. Do the walk of shame.
Game over. Just like his hat says.
I'm the only one. I think a woman can be in a position of power only by her.
Oh my god, bro. That is such an evil question. Oh my god.
Herself, but not in relation to being in a relationship with a man. Because when she's in a relationship with a man, the man has to be the leader. The man has to be the one that's guiding the situation, directing the situation. If it's in any other situation by herself with work, with her friends or whatever, she can do whatever she wants to do.
Game over.
He's gonna get rinsed. He's gonna get rinsed.
Your
right now.
game is over.
I first want to ask, because there was a lot of like has to, have tos, but like not really a reason behind it. Like, can I ask, like, what's your reason behind like why a man has to be in the power, like in power? Why can't a woman be in power?
Power is such a weird word. I would say more like the leadership role. And the thing is that a man has to lead a woman. He has to guide a woman, because what happens is that when it's the opposite, when a woman is leading that man, she usually loses respect for him. When she's in a relationship with a man who is, under her, who's submissive to her in a lot of different situations, then she starts to lose respect for him because she's looking for a man to lead and guide her. If you notice, they have sex with the bad boys, but then the nice guys get tossed to the side. You see, why is that?
Well, if you look at them psychologically, they have past traumas and issues probably. But like, look, there's women for you, right? I mean, like, you're on a different scale. What I would say, some women want a guy like you because they don't want to do anything, right? They don't want to take that position. I'm around a lot of women who don't want that. They're in positions of power, not just in work, career, at home. I know a lot of them. I do business. I find women much more pleasant to do business with. But when you're talking about maybe being at home, I don't know. It's just like, I think when you get into your part, your end of the pond, it can get a little bit mucky. You know what I mean? And I don't really subscribe to that as well.
I heard you say you were from New York. I
That's
live in
crazy.
Manhattan.
So you should subscribe to this channel though. He might not subscribe to that, but you definitely subscribe to KingMagna. So KingMagna legit, or whatever you want to call me. No, subscribe to that channel, bro. It's a pretty fire channel. But like, I don't know. This is just like a very. I know the point is it's supposed to be like blank questions. I know this one's definitely a lot more like, kind of got an answer than a lot of these. I am great at sex. That's all of these are subjective. I mean, I know that's kind of the point. But like, oh man, this is so painful. I feel like it's definitely just me these two arguing. Like, these guys are just the viewers. You could like crop this out and just have these two versus each other. And also, I just want to say, what this dude here and this dude here has. Like, I feel like at the end of this one, they were kind of forced to say something. They were just like, the director was like, "Yo, Anthony, can you actually say a word? You're kind of just staring at people. Can you actually say something?" Yeah, okay. I completely agree with whatever they said. Oh God.
And for 30 years as a fashion designer in the heart of Manhattan. She was working as a fashion editor. I held it down with the 3 kids. I was the one bringing the money home. I was the one doing that. After my son, my youngest, went back to school, she went back to work. I always wanted to have my own collection. She was like, "You should do that now." So guess what? She had the job. She paid the bills while I was building my company. So I could be strong in our relationship and be a man in our relationship, but I also got to know what it means to have a partner next to me, and not someone that I have to lead.
Well, I think it's really, really important to specify what leading means. And so right now we're talking about, you talked about, okay, we do the chores. Sometimes she pays more, sometimes I pay more. I think it's looking at a really superficial level. I think what you look at in a relationship, when you look at leadership,
and the one that is following per se is who's the one holding down the emotional space? Like, who has the capacity to show up as the rock the majority of the time in a dynamic? And if that is the woman, I believe, for the most part, the polarity gets thrown off, and there will be a deficiency in the sexual attraction that she'll have for you. If you are more...
The thing is that women should not be in positions of power. What are they just not about relationships? Is the position of power in a relationship just who has the job, who cleans the house, who's the breadwinner, who's not? I was thinking more like presidents or like prime ministers or I don't know, company owners. Not more like your wife or your girlfriend.
Excessively emotional
I want something more
and
interesting.
unstable than your wife, I do believe that's going to lead to issues in the relationship.
A man's job is to be the mountain that a woman's emotional waves crash into, like straight up. So women are always going to be more emotional than men. Men should be the stable ones. Men don't need to be crying in front of women. And ideally, they're not splitting chores. And I don't mean that disrespectfully, but I think that if a woman cannot look up to you in some way, then she cannot respect you. And if she cannot respect you, she cannot love you.
I totally disagree.
That's wild. I don't know. That's very. Once again, it's like these the extreme. This is like not. This is like the opposite of that. They're like the other extreme. It's like, you know, it's like if you cry in front of your girlfriend, I probably wouldn't. But if someone did, I wouldn't look down on them for it. If my mate was like busting, even just say like your friends. Let's say like your friend is crying in front of you. I wouldn't be like, oh god, she's a weak person. He's crying, bro. I'm always just like, oh, you're right. What's wrong? A little pat on the shoulder. But I don't like, not to be sexist or anything, but I think women are definitely more emotional, for better or for worse. You know, I'd say they probably feel emotions more than men do, which is nothing wrong with. But like, why does that mean they should be in power? Is it just because they'd like be emotionally driven to stuff, or I don't know. It's such a. Oh god, it's actually making me think about it. I never really thought about it before. Like, should women be in power? I don't think it really matters. I don't really gender really matters on this, but that's such a wild take. I think that like statement just there is so funny. Because it just upsets everyone.
Yeah, and the only reason I didn't come sit down is because I have some really, really good women in leadership roles in my businesses, and they are absolute leaders. Now, they might lead under me, but I think they stand alone as leaders, and I respect them enough that I would never come sit down.
Of course, yeah.
Over that particular statement, because it's too vague. But in the relationship, yes, sir, I do agree that a man should be the leader, he should be the breadwinner, and he should be the one solving all the problems out in the world and emotionally at home.
I'm glad again that you two say for work it's fine, but when it comes to our relationship, I got to be the one to wear the pants. And okay, let's not say pants. We'll use the person's words. I got to be the mountain that her emotions crash into. Yeah. I tell you guys, we can be very emotional too, and I know there's a lot of guys in my 55 years that are way emotional than some of these women out here now that are taking charge. So I think that's
I agree with you. I agree with you. They are, but if you notice,
and I don't think it hurts the relationship either.
And if you notice, isn't it weird that nowadays they're talking about all these single, sexless men and all these guys having issues? Why do you think that is?
They're becoming more emotional than ever.
Exactly. I think women are putting up with less bullcrap.
No, they're not
putting up.
I am not a sexless single guy.
No, I'm not saying you.
No, I'm just saying this. But
no one said you were.
My girlfriend is an emotional rock for me.
That's what I mean.
I'm sorry, but I gotta strongly disagree with everything you say. I'm also a breadwinner right now. It wasn't always like that though. She's going through a time, and she wants to actually do something for herself, and I totally support that. But when it comes to an emotional, whatever you just said, that analogy, look, I mean, I think that's the problem also with a lot of toxicity that goes on, because a lot of men have emotions, you don't know how to express it, and then it turns into this opposite toxicity. How do I know this? I used to be one of them.
Me too.
Like, it feels like a lot of these like rich millionaires are the ones that like have huge high divorce rates and things of that sort. And I think it's because they're just genuinely unhappy. Like, is your woman with you for your security, or did they actually like you as a person? And we're starting to see that, women want me at first, but I don't think it ends well, because after a while, like, they want you for your security. They don't want you for who you are as a person and things of that sort. And that's why we see these millionaires and all these, like, really alpha males getting high divorce rates, because
I think at first it starts off with like security.
Money doesn't make you alpha.
Yeah, think so?
No, not at all, man.
Nope.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm about to say you educate me. That's why I came here.
A man can.
Okay, that's enough, bro. But like, oh my god, I'll give it that. Like, that's an incredible video. Right, dating channel. I don't care. I don't really care about dating stuff. That's not something I'm interested in. Oh my god. Alright, this is the one I was going to watch anyway. 6 haired people versus 1 secret bowl person. Oh my god. Just want to say, that last video is absolutely fucking wild. What the hell? Oh my god. Some of these videos are great. I actually love these. There's only more like wild ones. Police versus criminals. Are there middle grounds? All cops are bastards. Jesus. 6 men in therapy versus 1 fake. 6 humans versus 1 secret AI. Okay. Girls call the first guy they ever slept with. A lot of these are quite boring. 6 British people, 1 fake. You can spot an American. I can stand by that. You can spot an American. I'm not going to do that now, but you can. I bet the thing is like, oh, actually, my family are English, so I sound English, and I was born in America. I was there for 3 years, and then I moved. Shut up, you're not American, then. It's like, if they do that, it should just be like, they're full-born American, they have to do a fake accent, like, oh, blimey, guys, where's my jean crumpets? That'd be way more interesting. 5 gay men versus 1 secret straight guy. That is a banger. That is absolute banger. Who's the secret gay guy? Oh, sorry, who's the secret straight guy? That is like, do you think there's just one dude who's like flipping his wrists and like wearing pastel colours? That's all it'll be. Trans versus D-trans. What's D-trans? Oh, I can kind of take a clue. Yeah, people that went the way back. The way back. Who is not black? Some of these are great. I actually think some of these are great. 6 plus size versus 1 fake. Derek, you're not fat, bro. What is this? I can't. This channel is so great. Okay. I'll definitely do some more of these in the future because this is fucking incredible.
I'm not bald. I'm not bald.
I'm not bald.
I am not bald.
I'm not bald.
I'm not bald.
I'm not bald.
Okay. Let's choose. They're all waving their hair. Wait, let's go back.
I'm not bald.
That's way too frizzy to... Who's not waving? Pinky. I'm going with Pinky up here. So her hair is like very static when it moves. The top ain't moving. She's moving the bottom for a reason.
Mine's brown.
Brown.
Mine's like an auburn type of color.
They need to be blind.
Mine's brown as well. Yeah, that's like brown. Yeah.
Mine's just like naturally black, but
I don't think they need to be blindfolded for this.
I dyed my hair, so it's
Yeah, me too.
Ooh.
Mine's red.
How long is
that red? Claire.
everyone's hair?
Mine's pretty long. I cut my hair recently, so it's like up to my collarbones now.
My hair is pretty long, like past my shoulders.
It's impressive.
Damn. Every
Pretty long,
single
that's very
day,
long.
a customer at my work asks me if I'm wearing a wig.
Do you wear wigs?
I feel like if I thought someone was wearing a wig, I would not ask them if they were wearing a wig
Have you worn wigs?
because that's kind of rude.
When will you wear wigs?
Mine's is not even past my ears.
Mine's like jaw length.
Yeah, mine's like down in my butt.
What is your guys' like, do you guys,
What?
'cause I only,
Jaw length.
Yeah, mine's like down in my butt.
what is your guys'
Oh man, why'd you lie about that? I wanted to see a real one.
like,
We obviously know it's
like,
her then.
do you guys, because I only shampoo my hair like once a week and like, okay, good. Because
Yeah.
people tell me like, you
You gotta do it every other day or something.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't
Not for me, yeah.
Well, I used to
Yeah, I
like
did the
shampoo
same.
my
I
hair
did the
every
same.
single day, and then like I heard it was really bad.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm trying
You
to like
want, like-
lessen it out, but like it gets so oily, and then like I just don't want to look bad.
But you want the
sorry.
natural oils to do their thing.
Yeah, it'll be like a week or two, and then the oil will go away, and then you can like build up to washing it like 2 times a week to even 1.
I only
That's
wash my hair
impressive.
like once a month, maybe.
Oh wow.
Well, that's just because you're gross, bro.
How?
I don't know.
Wait, actually?
Yeah, actually, maybe like every 2 to 3 weeks. I just like, I don't know. I don't really wash
I
my
don't
hair that
know.
often.
A lot of dry.
That's gross. I wouldn't do that. I would do my hair probably like once every 3 days, I'd say. Yeah, like once or twice a week.
Dry shampoo, yeah.
Not really, honestly.
How does your hair not get oily? Usually, if you have long hair, you have to like wash your hair pretty often, or else it will build up and will get really nasty.
Yeah, when I was in high school, this guy that I thought was really cool was like,
I'm doing this thing called no poo where I don't wash my hair.
and I was like, I want to be you.
No poo.
So I just kind of stopped washing my hair, and I just do it every time, you know, it gets a little, I don't know, my hair doesn't really get oily, but I do have like dandruff problems sometimes. So once I start seeing some dandruff, then I'll wash it.
Do you have like a specific
Probably
shampoo you use for, like, for your
Head and
dandruff?
Shoulders.
I
a little
used to
bit.
use Head and Shoulders,
There you go.
but now I'm just using the Trader Joe's Tea Tree Tingle.
Ooh, tea.
Well, the thing is like you obviously get dandruff because you don't wash your hair enough. That's literally it. That's you're getting dandruff because you don't wash your hair. So then you wash your hair to get rid of the dandruff. Yeah, do it. Wash your hair more then. That's like a key teller.
Makes my scalp feel so good.
No, I think he's just a bit lazy and he's trying to find
It
excuses.
was kind of crazy when Sean said that he only washed his hair once a month. I never heard anyone say that before.
Does anyone mind if we touch each other's hair?
You can touch my hair.
Yeah,
I
of
don't
course.
mind.
Okay, I
It's
don't
gonna be
like-
hard because
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
You're fine.
Oh, it's so soft.
Oh, really?
It's like-
Okay,
yeah,
thanks.
it's so hard.
I'm a hairstylist, so I felt like me feeling the hair was kind of gonna give it away a little bit. Oscar's hair, it kind of felt like he had a toupee on.
Yeah, she got
Sorry.
good.
God, it's like a cloud.
Oh gosh, it's so soft.
Did you say that you had a perm?
Yeah, I had a perm a year ago.
Dude, it's still very much there.
I know,
Yeah.
because I don't wash my hair.
Did you put like some product in your hair, like hairspray maybe? Or...
Today?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
It felt fake and synthetic, but maybe he just needs to wash it more.
Very
Yeah, it just probably feels like carpet. I can't imagine it feels very
Good.
nice.
What do you use to wash?
Creme de coco. It smells like coconut.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that's
big
soft.
hair. It's
That is
big.
soft, though.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You just gotta trim.
I was about to say, super healthy.
I don't know if roots makes it like it's obvious, but she had roots in her hair, so. Really?
I knew this was gonna happen.
Yeah, you talk too much.
My hair just has a unique texture. It's kind of weird. Because I got a perm a year ago, it's like got these unnatural curls. I mean, they are like chemically made.
Oh, it's so bright.
No one really seems like they're bald here at all.
Well, I mean, like,
Or is
I
it
guess everyone
you?
has
Is it you,
insecurities, like,
Tyler?
what's an insecurity that you guys have had about your hair before?
Go on, Grace. Bold Grace.
One side is thicker than the other.
Really?
Yeah,
Wait.
You can't really tell.
Hold up.
I was in
Hold
middle
up.
school. I had my hair like
Wait. No.
they're bald here at all.
Well, I
She said it was down to her ass.
mean, like, I guess everyone has insecurities. Like, what's an insecurity that you guys have had
How do people not question it? She literally said it went down to her bum bum, and it doesn't at all.
about your hair before?
Unless her ass is like weirdly up, like
Really?
way too high.
You can't really tell.
When I was in middle school, I had my hair like down to here, and
Oh.
was constantly bullied for it for like a year, and then it was just like cut it off, and everyone completely changed.
What's everybody's
Yeah.
go-to style?
I just pull mine down so you don't see my big forehead. So
No.
as farther down the hair goes.
That's why I have bangs as well, because my forehead's like up to here.
That's
So,
why I have a
like,
fringe, 'cause my
after I got
forehead's
like
up
my
to
bangs,
here.
I just like felt so much more like confident in myself.
If a wig is fake, you can tell it doesn't match their coloring. So like pink hair, it's like maybe it's a wig.
Can somebody like show us like your go-to like hair? Like show off your hair.
The L'Oreal swoop.
Like
Oh.
voluminous curls.
Just a little flip.
Claire was a bit suspicious because she was very careful with how she moved her hair and how she touched it. It was very delicate.
How about you?
Just that, or just that.
There you go.
Whatever works, but it's not going to be long for too much longer.
You're gonna cut it?
You planning
I actually had an appointment, but my barber's kind of sick.
You don't cheat on your barber. Don't do that.
Yeah. I won't,
Yeah,
I
because I'm a
won't.
hairstylist. And
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I-
Wow.
that's cool.
I won't. I promise. And he might watch it, so I won't. I promise.
That's why my hair's so long. I'm faithful.
Good luck.
Really?
guys. Thank you.
Okay.
Maybe I should have parted my hair differently. Maybe I shouldn't have put hairspray in my hair because I was thinking, oh my gosh, they're gonna think this is fake because of the way it feels.
If you think the mole is still in the box and you'd like to continue playing the game, please raise your hand. Okay, we're gonna start off this round with bald filter selfies.
That's just not gonna do anything.
Bald.
Okay, nice, nice.
You can pull it off.
If they're
My
actually
dad's bald, so it might happen. So.
Oh, oh no.
No, you
I look like an elf.
It looks good though.
Wait, that looks good actually. Okay, that works. Wait.
Wait, it looks
No,
good. too.
Yeah, that looks
really
good.
That looks
Yeah,
really
you could
good.
be bald for sure.
Have you guys seen Spy Kids? Those little fingers. That's what. That's what.
That's what I always say. If I see someone looks like a thumb, I always say the
That
Spy
looks
Kids
like
thumb.
right
I
here.
thought I realized they're just fingers.
Oh. It's so bad. It's just so bad. I couldn't pull this off. No way.
You can pull it off, but you're bald. You liar. You fucking liar. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. You're bald. No hair. Nothing. There was nothing under that wig.
Not at all.
Smooth.
So have any of you guys because I've experienced like balding because my dad's
Oh,
bald.
come on.
So I've been taking medicine for it. Have any of you guys like experienced hair loss or anything like that?
Yeah, no, not really, cause I'm like pretty young. I haven't like experienced any of that yet.
I have like a cowlick, like where like
Oh
I
my
don't really
gosh,
have a lot of
yeah.
hair, so I have to cover it like this. But
Well, it works.
Real.
It is.
Not real.
What did you use to grow your hair back?
I used this I went to the dermatologist.
Stay quiet, bro. You don't have to talk.
Yeah.
Because I was asking about like the HIMS treatment, and they said it only is like 1 in 7 chance of it working. So they prescribed it, and I started taking it about like 6 months ago. But I've already noticed like a massive difference on top of my head. So
I'm glad that's working.
yeah, thank you. I
Yeah.
don't want to be bald. So my hair used to be like really long. It used
He
to
just
come
wants to
down
talk, doesn't he? He's
past
like-
my ears, and I shaved it all off. So like to redo the medicine and see how it would grow in. So I've just been wearing hats recently to try and get it to at least come back past my.
He said what I would
forehead again.
recommend would be nioxin. Then it'll,
Nioxin?
yeah, nioxin
Okay.
will keep your hair growing.
Oh really? Okay, I'm gonna
prevent
look that
it
up.
from-
then.
But once you start using it, you have to use it. Yeah, or else your hair will fall out.
Okay.
So.
I'll
yeah.
look that up. I'll definitely check.
So what do you
Well,
guys
don't try it if your hair will fall out. It's not a try thing.
Is it your personality? Does
when
it
I
make
was
you-
younger, I didn't like it a lot because I got made fun of, obviously, because red hair. But
yeah,
I didn't really care back then. I still don't care. But like ginger.
You clearly don't care. You,
Yeah.
you were just
carrot
mentioning
top,
it.
yeah. But then I grew up to love it because I'm like,
Mhm.
not a lot of people have this hair color. Like, it's pretty cool to have.
I know a lot of black women who always have a negative connotation with their hair when it comes to outwardly presenting it, but I've always just loved my hair. Like my hair, it's shorter right now, but my hair used to be like down my back too. So I've just never really had that towards my hair like most black women do.
I don't think people hate it. I think it just sounds inconvenient. Just imagine like trying to put a hat on. It just like you can't. My rule is if I can't put a hat on, it's too much hair. I feel like if you need to wear like a beanie or something, it still sticks on. It goes in your face. It's like my beard recently. I'm gonna shave my beard in a bit because it's getting so long that it gets in my. If I'm like having a fork and I put it near me, my hair will like curve out and then get in my fork and then get in my mouth. It's like you can't have too much hair. It looks nice. I'm not saying anything about it, but it just seems like quite inconvenient to have.
That's actually, I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, that's a good thing for sure.
What was I gonna say?
Steve in the middle didn't speak at all. They'll probably vote him out for being quiet, I imagine. Oh, she's gone. That's my guess. I think her wig. She's wearing a wig.
because I've bleached it so much, I know that it felt like a bit more dry compared to like normal hair.
If you think the mole
All of them
is
think
still
they
in
have
the
like
box and you'd like to
they
continue
have fake
playing the
hair.
game, please raise your hand. If the lights turn green, that
come
means
on.
you have voted the mole out.
Come on. If I get it right, if pink hair is the baldy, you have to subscribe. You have to do it.
And you all win. The lights turn red. That means the mole is still in the box. And you.
Oh come on! I
lose.
can't now. I'm not gonna move forward.
In 3, 2,
I think it's gonna be that dude.
1.
Really? It's gonna be pink hair, right?
Good job, guys.
If you like this episode and you want to
shut up.
Count of 3, the mole will reveal themselves. In 3, 2.
It can't be the guy with the long
1.
hair, right?
What? I didn't either.
Okay, wait, I'm just gonna go like this.
Okay.
Oh my
Holy shit.
Hey.
Yes, girl. Yeah, you look very good.
Oh wow. Can I touch it?
Yeah.
You
You guys, it's
But the
so
part looks so
soft.
I thought you meant a head. I was
natural
like,
and everything.
It felt
Oh yeah.
I actually have alopecia. I have absolutely no hair.
I was just about to say it can't be alopecia because I've all got eyebrows. They look drawn on.
No eyebrows.
Yeah.
No eyelashes.
What? Those aren't.
I'm like,
What?
How
immediately.
did you get your eyebrows like that?
They're like tattoos for people with hair loss.
No, but they look like it looks like real hair. Oh, I was just thinking like it can't be alopecia for anyone because they've all got like normal eyebrows. I feel like you can always tell with the tattoo ones. Okay, she's got the bougie job.
That's really
Mhm.
freaking awesome.
I feel like I can
Yeah, that looks
see the
good.
eyebrows like coming off your face.
No, no, you
Yeah, for
can't.
real.
So did you start with like traction alopecia, or was it just?
I had alopecia areata.
Oh,
Which was
okay.
like bald spots around the scalp. And
Yeah.
then it wasn't until college when I got like universalis. So like I used to have eyelashes, eyebrows. I've never had arm or leg hair. So now I'm just completely hairless. You are not your hair. Hair does not define you. It doesn't make you any less feminine. It's badass being bald. Like it's
Is
almost
it?
a trend these days. Bye.
I'd probably wear a wig.
Stacks on stacks on
I'm not saying you have to, but if I was bald, I'd 100% wear a wig. I wouldn't be a bald person who just accepts it. Do you know what I mean though? Like being bald is just like, I wouldn't want it. I wouldn't want it at all. If I was bald though, I'd go for a cool wig. I'd go for something cool. I'd either go for like, what's the most insensitive one to go with? Like an afro. I'll probably go for one of them. An afro and my normal ginger beard. Yeah, that sounds like an absolute fit. Well, that's everything I wanted to talk about, I think. Got some other stuff, but I'll probably just do full videos on them, so. Thank you for watching today's stream. I really appreciate your viewership. If you liked, fancy subscribing. Fancy liking this stream. I'd appreciate it. These will be full videos as well if you want to see them edited and all that. There'll be videos on this channel, so remember to subscribe. My socials are above me right there if you want to check me out on other stuff. And I'll see you in another stream.